Hey, Sean, remember back to high school? Wasn't
Yeah.
really wasn't really an easy time, was it?
No, no.
For most people.
Yeah.
Imagine having not only to have to worry about high school, but then also having to worry about where you're going to sleep and how you're going to get your next meal. Well, there's one organization right here in Las Vegas who looks after folks in that situation. It's
No
called
question.
Project 150.
Absolutely. Veronica Marquez. She's the director of donor relations with Project 150. She's joining us now live from House of Blues over at Mandalay Bay. Great to see you.
Cool.
Yes, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
We're going to explain why you're over there in just a second. But before we do, let's talk about the great work you do at Project 150.
Oh man, we are going through it right now during this pandemic. We are heading into our 10th year, so that's exciting. Project 150 is literally dedicated to the well being of homeless, displaced, and disadvantaged high school students here in Clark County. We have resource rooms throughout Nevada high schools where students prior to the pandemic were able to gather family meal bags, or they can come and shop at Betty's Boutique at 3600 North Rancho for food, clothing, personal hygiene, school supplies, whatever they needed to ensure that they remained in school and focused on their studies.
Oh, that's terrific. All right, let's talk about why you are at the House of Blues. There is a bit of a partnership going on. By the way, awesome background. It looks very exciting there.
Yes, very colorful background. The food behind me smells delicious.
There's
I want to
food.
eat it
Mm,
like right now. So the partnership that's happening is I forget the name of it. Please excuse me, but for every meal that's purchased here at the House of Blues, they will
mhm.
donate to Project 150. Not only does this partnership help feed the homeless and displaced and disadvantaged high school students here in Clark County, but it also brings awareness to the folks that come to visit House of Blues. They're a local company here at the Mandalay Bay,
Mhm.
and they're helping a local nonprofit. So our purpose
That's
for
great.
Project 150 is to put the reach out there to ensure that folks know that our high school kids are in need and we need to be able to help them as they are our next generation.
No question. The initiative called Get Some, Give Some. It's happening over at House of
Get some,
Blues,
get some. There it is.
which I love the name, by the way. It's
That's pretty
fantastic.
catchy.
And if you've ever been to House of Blues, I mean, the food is absolutely fantastic. They've been open since the reopening there at Mandalay Bay, July 1st. So, yeah,
Yes,
now's a great time to be able to go out, dine out, and give back.
absolutely. Enjoy yourselves, have a great time, and also give back to a great cause.
Excellent. I have a little background noise. You'll have to excuse me.
Uh,
I don't have the House of Blues behind me, but I do have a husband.
House of
So
House of
that's what's going
Dogs
on
and
there.
and a husband. Yes, exactly. So,
Let's get back.
oh, go ahead.
Yeah, could we talk about just the mission of Project 150? And I would imagine right now, I mean, you have these students that are facing, life threatening situations, and then you have COVID on top of it. Tell us what it's like for some of the people that you help through Project 150 right now.
It's been very hard to see the families come through that have maybe never even received services from us before, having to come out and ask for additional food to help them get by. Just to kind of give you guys an idea, for 2019, Project 150 was able to service just roughly over 6,000 students in the high school arena. From the beginning of the pandemic in March up until recently, we've serviced probably over about 7,500. Um,
Wow.
Wow.
right. So each family
Yeah.
meal bag that we provide feeds a family of four. So you can just think of the numbers that we're helping with during this time. We've also switched up a little bit of the rules to make sure that they have consistent food in their home. And it's just not the perishables, but we also provide non perishables such as milk, produce when we get it, and eggs and bread, the staples of what they need to get by. Um, it's essential to understand that this is not going to go anywhere. Not 100% of the workforce has gone back to work, so it's important that we continue to keep up with the demand. And that's why this partnership with the House of Blues really helps us in getting us to continue to service the kids that we need to service during this rough time.
Yeah, absolutely. No
Yeah.
question. How long does Get Some, Give Some run through?
You know what? I asked that same question, and right now it's indefinite.
Good.
So,
How about
yeah.
it?
So until they say, hey, moving on to the next thing, which we hope they don't. But they are doing it just until we can get folks back to some type of normalcy, whatever that may look like in the future.
That's fantastic, and it's great that they're stepping up for you. And we appreciate what you do for our valley so much, and continued success in your mission. And let's
Yes.
start eating to help you start feeding.
Absolutely. Come down to the House of Blues. They're open and they're ready to serve. So
Awesome.
we appreciate
I
it.
just want to
Thank you.
say before we go, Veronica, also, Sean and I hear our share of campaign names and slogans, believe me, probably a few every day. And Get Some, Give Some is probably, I don't know, the hippest.
Top 3. Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
name
Yeah,
for a
they came up
campaign
with
we've
a good
ever
one
heard.
for
So
sure.
well
It's
done.
awesome. It's great to have you. If
Take
you want to
care,
learn more about Project 150, go to project150.org. And if you want to go to the House of Blues over at Mandalay Bay, now's a great time giving
Ooh.
back to Project 150, their website, houseofblues.com/Vegas. You could also reserve using the phone number right there